Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on an episode. Welcome back to the city where last time we were here, we did a live stream, or technically, depending on when you saw the episodes, we also did a metro line expansion. So we did a live stream where we built kind of an 80s themed ski resort, and that was a really ton of fun to do. But we also kind of added in a really cool spot on top of the mountain, which we'll check out momentarily in case you missed the live stream. But in today's episode, we are going to be working out at the terminus station, or the current terminus station of that metro line expansion that we did recently. And we're going to be building out that way because I want to make a few changes to what I said I was going to do last episode on the metro line expansion episode, because there's a few tweaks I want to make to kind of work a theme, and then we'll kind of build up around the terminus station area. So let's hop out and take a look at what we did in the last two episodes of the live stream and the metro line expansion. So here is the 80s themed ski resort, and we were kind of playing with the idea of the classic 80s movie theme. It takes place at a hotel with all the college kids. This is that hotel with the dance hall and whatnot, but it was a ton of fun. We also added in a bit of a park area. We did a few expansions out this way. I added in a pedestrian path around here. There's also a few changes to some lanes that we were doing, and some minor things over here, which was like kind of a last minute addition to the area, just an extra motel nearby. So a few minor tweaks around here, and also over here. We added an extra lane in this little triangle area here, and which I really enjoy. So there is this area up here, which is really fun, that we kind of added, which is like an old mining town that they've since converted into like a cool hiking spot. But then we also added this area, which was a ton of fun, which I didn't plan on doing this episode. It was a suggestion from the live stream, and this was a ton of fun to make. Just a cool old mine that people hike to and whatnot. So we have that, and then we also have a few awesome lookout points over here that look out over to the city. But then looking at the metro line expansion, we added to our main metro line, which previously went from over here down into this area, which will then continue out over to here, but we're not doing that yet. We added an extension out to over here, which is great. It's going to be a great spot with a cool office park probably over here, and then a connection point to a neighborhood. And then we swing all the way over, stay elevated to this area over here, which we may touch on today. But the primary focus of today's episode is going to be out over here in this kind of zone, where we have a train and metro hub. A few minor tweaks I've made to this area. I've removed parking on this side. It's still on this side, but just on this side we've removed parking because we are going to make some changes to what I said last episode. So last episode I said we're going to build a zoo in here, and I've been doing some thinking, and I would think that a zoo in this beautiful area would likely be not crunched together. I would think that a realistic zoo would probably be on this side, which was in fact my original idea, but the station worked better on the left side of the tracks rather than the right side. So I was thinking we could just do the zoo over here, but it doesn't really work with the theme of this area at all. So it would work with this theme though. So we have some really strong connection points, particularly over here, beside the highway, but also over on this side we have a really good connection point over here, and a connection point which we can improve into Barbersville, I think this area, or Beaconsville, something like that. But we don't have this connection in place right now, but we can totally get that connection in place. So I thought that building a zoo over here would be a really good idea, and then we can also build up this area over here, because this area looks like it should be built up. So are we doing the zoo today? No, but I'm going to build a really cool pedestrian bridge. I think would be the best option. Starting from over here, coming across the rails, and then we can have that be a entry point into the zoo, which I feel is pretty realistic to see, having like a cool pedestrian bridge over top of rail tracks or a major road around a transit hub. But then that will leave us this option here to build up into a really cool zone. And I am still thinking about that park. Also, thinking back on the layout of this road, this was the original road into the area before the highway, which we have all the way out through here. So I didn't really want to move it to make the zoo either, because we had established lore about that some maybe 35 episodes ago. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be starting out over here with that pedestrian bridge, because that pedestrian bridge, sorry, actually, we will do that momentarily, but we are actually going to be focusing on making a metro service station. I feel like this is a really good spot for it, and that's what we're going to start with today. All right, so why a metro service station? Well, there isn't a metro service station in the game, but it would make sense to have one in real life. Metros need to be serviced sometimes, cleaned up at the end of the night and whatnot. So that's why I'm thinking we could totally build a really cool metro service station. Now, I've done this before in Fort Prairie, and we've actually done something similar all the way over here in the city. So we're close to Port Roberts here, where we did a tram service station, where we use these warehouse assets and we just draw in roads, tram roads, into these garage ports of the warehouse. And that is kind of representative of what a service station could be. So we're going to do that again. And then what does that provide? Well, it provides actually a warehouse that we can technically use for a second purpose. So that's what we're going to start with today. We're going to get this metro track in. This metro track is going to go beside the main station, the main service point. And then with that track, it may continue on into this area, which might become an airport in the future. We'll have the main access points for the service station off of this major road, which will be really convenient because of how strong this connection is with the very large Diamond interchange, but also into the town. So let's get started with that, and I'll just draw in this line because I really want to get that bridge in over to the zoo on the left side of the screen. All right, so this is where we're going to leave it today. It is this line at least, because we will, if we decide to, just continue straight. We'll go elevated, and then it'll probably curve over top of, or underneath actually, probably over top of both of these, and we'll get it connected to the airport if we decide to do that. However, having this extra track here won't break the theme. We have an issue here with the metro. Okay, let's take a quick look at that because, oh, never mind. Okay. I was worried about that because we have extended the track here, but let's get that bridge in because that's going to be a major part of this operation today, is kind of rejuvenating this station. We added in these two large parking lots, which unfortunately aren't being used that much. I've taken off parking from this part of the road here, but not over here because it would make sense to have like a bit of a drop-off area out front, and then this would be more of the long-term parking. But I do want to build up the station area today, so we'll start off with that possibility today here with the bridge to the zoo. So we'll probably end up taking out some of these trees, which will be interesting. But let's do that. So let's decide on which bridge we're going to use. We're going to use the amusement park path, and the reason is because I feel like the elevated position of this bridge, or the elevated version of this bridge, is really good. I think it's very thematic, at least, to what we're trying to do here. So we get that portion across. Oops. Let's maybe think about moving it a bit back because I want the pillars. It's a major part of this. There we go. We got the pillars now. We'll move that in place together, but we need to get a couple connection points. So let's grab this here. Is that too elevated? I think it is. So let's maybe think about bringing these in a bit closer together. Whoops, wrong one. All right, so we have this pedestrian bridge across the rail now. So this will be the connection point into the zoo. And I just want to walk you through it really quickly because it is pretty cool. So we have the little coffee shop here or something like that. I feel like that's a great spot for it. You know, grab your cup of joe before you're heading downtown for your work day. But we have our pedestrian connection over on this side, which technically there is a bridge across in the station, but that's within the station, probably within the ticketed area or something like that. But we have this bridge over here, which is very convenient to get onto. And then we have a steep staircase up to here. And I know it's not really a staircase, but we can pretend it's a staircase just because of how sharp the angle is. But then over here we have this weird building. Now, what is this? Well, this can mimic an elevator. On this side, we have a door, which doesn't really look like it. It's an earthquake sensor that I've raised up above ground. But at least from a distance, it looks like it could be an elevator. And why do we need an elevator? Well, if you know, someone with mobility issues is at the station here and they want to get to the zoo, how do we get them to the zoo without using a vehicle to go around? Well, an elevator here would be great. So we just got to remember that when we add the extension part onto the other side, we need to make sure we have an elevator down to the ground again. Yeah, I like this bridge type a lot for this type of pedestrian connection, because I just think the red railings is really is really nice. I think it works well. Anyways, so yeah, that is that bridge connection point over to here, and it's going to work out very, very nice. So now we need to talk about the metro service station again, and I want to grab our warehouse, and this warehouse is going to be very, very key. Oh, cool. Forgot about this one. This one actually could work out pretty well for a train service station, but not really a metro service station, because we can't really connect them up together, because we'll have a bit of an issue here when we grab our metro line. We can't really snap into it. We can snap into this one really easily, but we can't snap into this one. Even if we were to just kind of dead end it, actually we don't get a notification. That's actually really interesting. We could actually make this work. Okay, I'm glad I kind of worked this one out. But we probably will need to turn off the warehouse in that instance. So I do want to get the proper warehouse though that I was thinking of, which is over here, which is just the large one. This one is going to be very, very good for what we need it to be. Although there is a fence all the way along the back side of it. Yeah, maybe not the large one. Maybe I'm thinking of the medium one. Yes, this one. This is the best one to kind of mimic a train service station. So let's grab it, and we're just going to move it into position, and that position is going to be right beside the rail track, like we mentioned. So we're going to need to give it a bit of space, probably a full car length, like train length, that's the word. And then we'll divert it onto a separate path where we can get it into multiple different service points. So this one is probably the best spot for us to turn off this node. Let's grab our guidelines. Oh, there's the node. So let's now get it as close as we can to the rail here. All right, so we have this connection point in place, or sorry, the station in place. I took parking off of this asset. I'll probably do the same or similar to this one. We just need to connect it up into this one. Whoops, that didn't connect very nicely, did it? So let's just make some adjustments. There we go, that's a lot nicer. We have a full car length here, or a train length. That is awesome. Yeah, okay, so from this point here, we're gonna need to split into multiple lanes here. So this one we're gonna have a single track go right into the station here. So let's just kind of tweak things out. We're gonna get one track lined up so that the train looks like it's going right into here, and then we'll have another one look like it's coming right into here. And we'll talk about this station in a second. All right, so we have our tracks pretty much laid out here for this part of the service station. We have our service line, and it splits off into two, where we can go into this station here. And technically, I've connected them inside of the warehouse. Now, this isn't going to be operational, so it doesn't really matter, but it's going to remove the icons from popping up that there's nothing connected to it. So then from that point here, we can then turn on to this side, where we can pretend that this one is a service point as well. Now, I've used the double track because it looks like it's a double track on the train portion of this station. But in order to make sure that it looks the same, that like a car can leave from that point as well, I've connected them up here so we can see that the rails do go back into this little section here, where things can then go back onto the service line and then into the station. So yeah, that's pretty much it, except for kind of tweaking things out a little bit more. I don't think I want any more service points. I think these two buildings alone will suffice. So let's just kind of figure out how we're going to get the roads in here, and then also figure out the final position of this station here, because I think I want a bit of a better curve here, cleaner curve at least. But I got to make sure that things don't tweak too much on the other side, because I do want this to look a little bit more like it's a longer curve, a bit cleaner. And that's pretty good, actually. So let's just connect up these little squares inside of here. And maybe right now this service station isn't in play. I know that the fence is on this thing. We can't really change anything about that if we want to use the asset. So yeah, I could maybe blend it. No, that's not going to work. So this is the best we're going to get if we want to use this station. Now, is this the final position for this station, though? I mean, I do think it's pretty good. It gives us a bit of option in here to kind of get some other buildings, some other options. And then we also have this point here where we can get a road in on to connect up into this one, because we do want to make sure that these warehouses are technically operational, except for this one, because nothing can ever leave this warehouse. But it will give us a bit of space over here to kind of play with as well. And then on the inside here as well, we can do something too. So I do have this road right here. This is just a road that I placed down to kind of give myself a bit of a point of action, I guess, last episode, at the end of last episode. So I do think that it would be really nice if we could get a road that will kind of go right beside the wall of this station here. Just gonna try and clean up what I just kind of messed up. And this, I think I need to move this over a bit more to get it straight. And this road will continue off into here, so we can have access points along here. It'll also serve as a point of entry over here if we choose to do so. But from that point as well, we can also grab a road that goes right along down here. Now, this is going to be the major point of connection. I guess I should probably bring this one down for both of these warehouses. So let's bring this one right across. And then this one will come right down through here. Actually, I think we need to move it over a bit more. I'm not going to worry too much about the grids inside of here, like the zonable areas, because I do think that it's more important. Actually, we could go down to like a single unit road here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I do think that's more important that we just get this to look right rather than function at max efficiency or something like that. So I don't want to connect it up. I don't want any node connecting, because that'll mess up with the tracks and the alignment, at least, of where the tracks look like they're going. Okay, but by doing this, we've actually removed the icon saying that we needed a road connection, so that is really good. So I'm just going to get this road to the same height as the building. Actually, you might need to go a bit lower. I'm just trying to remove any issues of hitboxing and stuff like that. But that's pretty good, I guess. Ooh, there is this concrete bump there, which I don't like. I'd rather have a blended situation like that. Okay, very good. And then what we can do is grab this one-way road again and bring this one right across down through here. All right, so we have these roads in place now, which are great, and it gives us a cool opportunity over here to get some buildings and whatnot, and then same thing over here. So I do want to make sure that we have a stronger connection point into this arterial road here, or this major artery. So we'll flip this around like that, and then I want to grab our industry road again, and this time we're just going to swing by down through here and connect up to about that point there. Are we missing this road here? Yeah, pretty much. We're right against the edge. So maybe we want to move things over just a bit to give a bit of a sidewalk. And then we'll grab this and just hold Alt to line it up. There we go. And I might want to back this up a little bit. I'm not sure exactly how things are going to work inside of here, but this will give us an opportunity to even get a third warehouse if we want, or just other office buildings like the administration building for the metro area. Actually, that's a really good idea. Let's do that. Let's make this part here kind of the admin building for the Oracle Valley transit network. All right, so I've decided on this building here. This is a really cool one. I was thinking maybe we could go with like an older style one, but maybe they've redone it. The other building I was thinking of is this one here, which does work, but I just thought that this building, you know what? I just don't think that the Transit Commission would have the budget, or the city's budget to build something like this. Yeah, you know what? I'm definitely gonna go with one of these ones. This is much more of a realistic situation for a publicly funded building. So we have this building here, and then this one as well. These were the two I was thinking of. Let's see kind of which one fits more of like the office theme. This one's really good. It's a bit taller. Is there the need for that much office space? I do think so. This one's a bit smaller. Much more simple though, although it does have a double entrance, although this one does too. Okay, let's go with the taller building. We'll save the smaller one for another instance, because this one also has a really cool option because of where the two entrances are. We could make them we could kind of have it situated like this, where we have the side entrance right about here, and then we can bring a road down through the middle on this side, which can lead to some parking options for the workers. So we can bring this one right down. Let's make sure that we are on our grid-ish, close enough at least. And there we go. Okay, so then this option right here could be perhaps some sort of building, I guess, off of here. We can make it an industrial road. Perhaps it's like a transit stop or something. Okay, yeah, this is gonna work out great. So it does look like there's actually another entrance here. Oh, yeah, right here there's an entrance. So let's get the parking lots in place here. All right, so this looks pretty good. We have a bit of a pedestrian path right next door, right behind the building. So maybe that's where the workers go and eat their lunch or something like that. So yeah, this is gonna work out great. I was thinking about maybe putting a fence right down here as well. I put a fence along the road, but we'll see what we do over here into this area. But I do want to get a few more office, or at least industrial style buildings. So yeah, let's start off that industrial process by looking at this. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these on empty because we don't want anything, but we do want them to at least be circulating trucks and stuff. So 0, empty commercial goods, that should be good. And then this one, again, empty. I don't want anything in here. And we'll do commercial goods as well, because it's good to have those extra trucks circulating around the area. Okay, so we're talking about industry now. Let's go into our area here. We don't actually have a zone over here at all. So we have the metro service station as a park area. So what I can do is I can take the park area off and add in a normal district, and then this can give us a cool option for building types. So let's just fill this in really simply, and we can always grab it and extend it if we want it for other things. So with this in mind, maybe we don't add it on the other side of the rails. Yeah. So then this can become the metro service station. All right, so I'm gonna put on forestry, I think would be the best option here. Not because we need forestry things, it's because of the building types. And then any offices, no, I think we'll use the default offices. And any commercial, maybe we'll use, if there's any commercial, we'll use the organic and local produce. Just because maybe a cool building can pop up in that kind of theme. So yes, let's remove zoning off of this road. And then what we need to do is go into the forestry building types. There we go. And then this building here is awesome. It's the classic warehouse look to it. I think if we place a couple of these down, it should look like maybe that's where some of the material is stored and whatnot. And then over here we can do the same thing, get a couple of these. Let's see, we're really struggling with the zoning on this little corner here. But yeah, I was thinking that if we add in a few of these guys, it should look like there is some cool options for storage. All right, so we have the addition to some warehouse type looking buildings where they're storing the parts and whatnot. We're gonna have vehicles cycling around here too, which is awesome. I should probably make sure that I set all of these as historical so that they don't disappear. Now, some of them, they're a little maybe slightly off theme, but I thought that from afar, these buildings look the most like they would be inside of this industrial area. We also have some industrial demand too, so that's always good to have out this way. And yeah, okay. So now we have just this little pocket over here, which we can honestly just leave vacant. But I do like the idea of getting a transit stop out this way because I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it exactly over here. But yeah, we could also get like a bus depot out over here too, since it is the transit commission. So that could actually be a really good option down the line. But I was thinking we could have one of these smaller parks that we've recently gotten kind of in this little pocket here. Forget exactly where all the new ones are. Here we go. Yes, we could get one of these guys. Does this fit? Kind of. It kind of does. And then this way it looks a bit more like an area for the workers to kind of come in and hang out. With this, the way it looks at how it ends here, we should totally kind of just blend it in a little bit more with likely parking, because that would make sense, because it is a pretty large office building and people, I would imagine that there would be people who drive in. So yeah, let's grab an extra parking lot or two. Ooh, we might not be able to fit any actually. Let's see if we can squeeze in at least one. All right, so we have a great spot here for a transit stop down the line, especially if we add to this area, which is the plan. Yeah, this was a fun little build here. I'm really pleased with it. Now I do want to kind of continue working out this way, but whoa, had a bit of a jump there. But without knowing exactly how we're going to cross the road here, it's a bit tricky with this little spot over here. But we could easily fit some industrial buildings out this way too. A great option to add into these kind of transit hubs is honestly just a bit of garbage. These recycling plants kind of fit in sometimes into the kind of area, and you know what? Sanitation is always a good idea when you're talking about transit. So we can kind of end this area off a little bit with something like this right there, and then we could even add in one of these guys here. But what would the theme exactly be for this building? I'm not exactly sure, but maybe there's some sort of reason for it, but it also kind of works with the industrial theme of it. Maybe it's just other city buildings inside of the transit hub area, right? And then with that kind of adds us a good little spot here for continuing this this fence right down to about here. And then we can bring it right in across like that, where we can connect it up with this fence here. So there we go. And then just like that, we have the end of our little transit area. Now we have a little bit of a spot right here where we should probably throw parking, to be honest. So if we do something like this, there we go. So we have a pretty cohesive and concise little metro service station with you know, the points of entry for the trams, which is really nice, or sorry, the trains, which is really nice. We have our office building, our little HQ. We have some industrial buildings, and then also some other city maintenance type buildings. So with that in mind, I do want to focus a bit more kind of into this area, get a bit more building out this way. So I was kind of thinking we should probably get a little bit of a connection point from this bridge across to the other side of this metro station, because it doesn't really, like, it kind of just dead ends here. It kind of makes this area a bit of an island for transit, right? So if we were to kind of continue out this way a little bit further, it would be really nice to kind of get a bridge connection point right there. So let's grab that and just complete it right now, because I don't want to forget about that. That seems like a really good option. So I didn't click it far enough away from the building to get the pillar there. So there we go. We have that now, and that is a really good, powerful little connection point right there. Okay, so I did say I wanted to get a bit of building in today's episode. So let's think about this for a quick little moment. All right, so to finish off today's episode, I've decided that I'm just going to add in that bus transit connection. I think that bus service station would look really good over here, but also give a bit more reason to the headquarters of the Transit Commission being out this way. And then this will give us a really good kind of ending spot on this side for this kind of entry off of the main road here. And then with that, we can leave the rest of the area for development with that major park that's going to connect up to this service station, which maybe we could even get a cool pedestrian connection all the way in to this area. But also some development in future episodes. So I thought that this would be a good little concise finish to the build. So I think if we were to establish a bus, I'm just going to make a really quick one, really just honestly just right to here and back, just because I want to check the bus types, because I don't think that we have the option for biofuel buses yet, which I don't think we've actually added in any. Yeah, there's no biofuel bus. Yeah, there we go, because we haven't added in that yet. So let's add that in. That would be really, really good. We can add in a couple other types of bus service, and if I go to this view, I'm just checking where we have other transit related items here, because the red ones, okay, so right over here is the tram, and then yeah, do we even have a bus service station anywhere? I don't think so. That's a station. So this is our only bus hub right here. Yeah, we can see the buses leaving right now. So yeah, that is interesting. Is that truly the only one? That is disappointing that I haven't done further selections. Yeah, you know what? I think it actually is the only bus station. Okay, so let's make sure that we add in a really cool one then from this point. So this is going to be the main kind of thoroughway into the area here. So we're going to get a bit of a bump out for the transit, for the bus roads. So let's go with the industrial road theme. That's kind of what we've been doing. We'll add in a node connection, and then right from about here, I'm just going to do this, and then in like that, and down. And we might as well make it a one-way all the way through. That way we can cycle buses a bit easier through here. And then, because no buses are really going to go into the area, which is interesting development. So from this point, we can grab our bus hub, and then we can grab our biofuel bus depot as well. And then these two bus connections here will be great to have in. So these buildings themselves just need to exist, but we can play up the development of the area a little bit differently. So that's good. And then we could even add this one in like this. Actually, do we want it this close to the road though? Yeah, maybe not. So perhaps I will bring it out to about here. We'll try and get the concrete to line up, and the building's property would then as well. Yeah, to about there, that's good. I like the extended concrete on this building here, which is nice. And then from here, I just want to grab maybe a 1-unit road, and we'll just extend it out a little bit further. Then I will just go into node controller here, and I'm just going to grab this one and extend it out a bit further. And then we can grab the node from this side. Actually, you know what? Let's go with the double. That would make a bit more sense. All right, so here we go. We have our bus depot area. So just really quickly, we have this area through here. I left as much space as I possibly could because these buses are huge, right? They need space to maneuver. Now this is the service point. Technically, I'm gonna add in another right here via the warehouse situation. But then these parking lots, so notice how they're the ones that face each other. That's because I'm kind of playing with the idea that buses would take up both spots, right? They would drive right in and then take up both of the spots. So I thought that these parking lots kind of matched the best for the theme of the build. And then I'm just going to get a pedestrian connection. We're going to bring this bridge down to the ground level and then get a connection into here. But then we'll also have that option available to connect up elsewhere down the line, because we'll get to that in another episode. But right from here, I'm just going to bring it right from the same directionality that we were at with the bridge itself, and then we'll bring it right down to here. So a very gradual connection, and then we'll go down to ground level here. And this one we can just grab or go down to about that point there. Very good. And we might as well get this one to be the one with trees, because we can change the trees, right? So very simply enough, we don't need them to be pine trees or palm trees, and just like that. Very good. And then what we can do is then just continue. Oh no, whoopsies. Although that does look pretty good, it should probably be an elevated bridge. There we go. But just down to ground level here, just so we can have this available to kind of show what it's going to look like. We can even have it out this way too, should we need, but we shall see. All right, we already have people using it, which is very, very good for us. So with that powerful little connection there, gives us a couple little things. We have this little spot right through here, which would be a really cool spot for, say, the workers to grab lunch or something like that. So maybe we can grab a little park, and if we just do one of these, we can probably find a little one right here, these tiny parks. And if we situate it just right, well, we can get 2 first of all, which is nice. We can probably get it to look like a little parkette without having that symbol appear. So if we just kind of leave it like that, this is a really good little spot right here for lunch. All right, so now we just have the little warehouse that we can add in, and this will just kind of mimic. Oh, the trolley bus depot is really nice though, but that's not what we need. We just need a little warehouse to kind of mimic that. That's where buses would go into, and I think we can probably get away with just this one. Oh, we're just a little bit off. Yeah, just an extra little service point right here is good. All right, so we have the bus depot part of this area here, and we do have this little open area along here, but like honestly, I think that this would be different property, right? So we could just get some commercial buildings out this way, and we can see what kind of fits. And I don't want to go too far though, because I'm not sure how we're gonna bring that path in, so we can just leave it like this for now, and we can select the buildings that we want. And I believe that we're actually in, oh, we're not. I was going to say, I believe that we're actually in this zone type, but we can easily add this to our zone type because now we can get that specific type of building, which was the farming or the organic and local produce. So that would be a good little addition here because they have some really nice buildings. So let's go look for a 3x3. That would be nice. This looks like a good little lunch spot, right? That's the idea out this way, and then we need a 4x3. Ooh, a little car dealership. Yeah, sure, why not? Electric car dealership, and then we need another 3x3. Although I don't really care what goes here, so I'm just going to select them all, and we'll see what kind of fits this little area here. This one is really nice. All right, so we have this little connection in here to really kind of finish off the area. Privately owned businesses, we got a little parking area back through here, likely for the car dealership here. And yeah, this looks really, really good. We do have this little bus line here, which I should probably at least get going into the area before the end of the episode. So let's go from about here. What we can do is, well, that's the only stop I really want out this way, so we'll got to stop right here like we talked about, and then let's actually get it on the other side. That would make sense. And then where should a bus go from this area? We already have a good connection point out through here. We could get do have a little bus hub over here, so we could get that little connection point out this way. Yeah, that's just a turnaround, it seems. So we could get a little bus stop here, which would be good because then that connects up with the yellow bus. Apparently, so very good to see. And then let's see, is that strong enough? Yeah, I guess that's a strong enough connection. Although really what should happen is that this bus line, so here it is, should get deleted. And then what we'll do is oh, that's not deletion of the bus line. Let's go over to here, and it is bus line number 38. And this one we're going to just delete. There we go, delete line. Because we might as well just extend the yellow line. That would just make more sense. Now, transit has really fallen down the priority list for me in the last maybe 10, 12, 13 episodes. So I do think it'd be really cool of us to do a little transit audit at some point, which would be fun. So yeah, there we go. Bus stop here. Very good. And then that just kind of continues out this way. Whatever bus that is. That bus goes all the way through here, down, all the way right into, whoa, right into the heart of the city. Okay. So that's good. That's good to see. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, folks, because this was fun. We added in a cool Transit service station. Let's find a good little screenshot here with the sun in a good position. And yeah. All right. We do need to kind of finish off this area a little bit, but we can do that in a later episode. So have a wonderful day, folks. Talk to you soon. Peace out.